time in the morning, grab a cup and tune on in. Robert and Dave got that southern charm, let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to Maga Minute, ain't no better way to start your day the southern way, with a little joke and pray. We're just southern folks talking southern things, front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From Mama Said to Humpday News, we keep it real with down home views. Sunday morning in the Word, get that gospel flow. Prayer time calls, so let's let our troubles go. Come Monday night, Mama Said is bringing the truth, and when it's night talk with Dave, man, you know it's getting loose. We're just southern folks talking southern things, stories and sports where the good times hang. From SFP News to I Remember That, we tell it like it is, and that's a fact. Got our veteran of the week, gotta show our pride. Pets of the week, bringing love worldwide. Talking paranormal, digging true crime. Southern fried stories all the dang time. So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give them a hand? So pull up a chair, y'all, and stay a while. Ain't nothing like that southern style. From the morning show to the soundstage band, it's SFP Live, won't you give them a hand?
Good Wednesday evening. Welcome to the Southern Fried Podcast. I'm Rob. That's Dave. And we're here to get you through the middle of the week. Oh, there. Welcome back there, Judith. Welcome to the show, Barry, Jake, Michael.
And that's right, Jake. I didn't mess up either. Mr. Producer.
It's Humpday Views now.
Sorry, we didn't fill you in.
There, Dave.
We did a name change, but we haven't changed the background yet. That'll happen. Actually, it might happen in the middle of the podcast. Maybe. We have a new background. It might be a little controversial. I don't know.
Oh, I got to look that one up.
I think Rob will like it, but I ain't going to put words in his mouth. He did enough of that this morning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We
El Caminos are ugly, and I'm going to stand beside it.
We're not Humpday confused, Michael. No confusion. It's not news, it's views. Humpday News is now Humpday Views, because that's what we're spewing here is our views. We don't really do news on Wednesday. We used to do some crazy news. We found out we're crazy enough for all the news. So
that's right. Now, give me 1 second. Chuck, get off my
gotcha, baby. Rain and a little thunder. We got risk of some bad weather here. I think. I don't keep up. You know what? Let it roll. Let the thunder roll.
That's right. That's your favorite Garth Brooks song, isn't it?
It's not a bad song, and I'm not a hater. I'm not a big fan of his, but he had some songs that I like. But I'm not a Garth what do they call it, groupie. I'm not a Garth groupie. I bet Miss Jenna's a big Garth fan. I bet. I'm just betting. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Oh.
We have a lot of things progressing behind the scenes. We are trying hard to get some things moving forward in the midst of all kinds of storms going on, literal and spiritual and everything else.
I'm going to throw this up there. I'm going to keep the word out on this. I might throw it up another time or two throughout the show. But we want y'all to remember Friday night for about an hour, we've got Alexander Duncan going to be on here with us, Republican U.S. Senate candidate over in Texas. He's vying for that seat over there. Yes. Trying to replace Cornyn. And, hey, we're going to let him tell his story, and we're going to ask a few questions, and we're going to get this thing rocking and rolling.
I talked to his spokesperson today. He is very excited about joining us. I told him we were announcing this. They appreciate it very much and said they are excited about being here. So I told him we were deeply appreciative of him coming on. We're aware of just how big this seat is. We're excited to hear him tell his story and talk about Texas, T for Texas politics.
Texas tea. I think that's oil, right? Earl? Oil?
Do what?
Texas tea. That would be oil, wouldn't it?
I don't know, but T for Texas is an old song. T for Texas, T for Tennessee. That's an old song.
Oh. Well, in Texas, I think their sweet tea is oil. And in Tennessee, it's like that stuff you buy in a jug. Down here in South Georgia, it's real sweet tea.
I'll tell on myself a little bit. You know, I try to be transparent. Preacher wasn't always a preacher. Me and my best friend, God rest his soul, we had a little party out in the woods. You know, when you're in the woods, you think you're deep in the woods, but you don't realize how far your voices travel. But we were down in the woods, had a fire going. We had a little fire water.
Oh.
Apparently we got a little loud singing.
Yeah.
And one of the songs that we sang was T for Texas, T for Tennessee, amongst many other songs. And one of our friends said, we told him next day we had a little camp out in the woods. He said, "Oh, I heard every bit of it. Y'all wasn't about 30 yards off my window. I heard T for Texas, T for Tennessee. I'm so lonesome I could cry." Rob's getting a phone call. He's probably in trouble. They're calling about his assessment. Rob will come back mad. Sorry he wasn't feeling good, Miss Janet. On Monday, we're glad. Hope you're better. Glad you're back. Appreciate everybody in Rumble. If you don't have a Rumble channel, trust me, you need to get one. You need to get one just in case. Well, you need to be using it now anyway. But I'm telling you, these streams will cancel people out. Have your fallback. Have your main channel. We're doing more and more on Rumble. We still go everywhere else, but better have your Rumble backup. You just never know. Things are changing. Things are happening quick. Good to have one. We do some Rumble Premium from there. We are premium. We do some Rumble Premium broadcasting. But get you one. It's really easy. I could, if I've got your email, I'll just send you a little directions on that. Do I have your email? If you don't, email our email, southernfriedpodcast@yahoo.com. I'll be glad to send you all the information because I'm just saying, and this is not just about the Southern Fried, although we definitely want you to be, appreciate your following. We're humbled by that. We're just saying, right now we're fairly okay, but these streams, they like to cancel people out. We've already been, blacklisted for a week on one of them. for saying one word. And I've talked to some other people that have blocked, been booted forever. In fact, one of our listeners, new listener, shout out to her tonight if she's watching from Florida, former Georgia gal. She said she was kicked off 2 of them forever. Michael says he has 3 streams. It's good to have a couple of options, absolutely, but you just never know. And Rumble is the only one outside of Gab, although I've heard somebody tell me they got kicked off Gab. We have Gab too, but we don't stream live there. Well, we're going to send you information. Just email us. We'll get you set up. But yep. Rumble's the one that guarantees that you stay. They're not going to rob you of your freedom of speech and all that. They just crap goes on out there, man. I'm telling you. We get gigged left and right, and we're not even that controversial. My gosh.
Where we get gigged at again now?
No, this is a public service announcement to get a Rumble channel.
That's right.
Because Rumble is the base. It's the fallback. If
there are certain words that you just can't use in some of them, and if you do, you've had it.
Yeah.
Just for certain words.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to mention the word, because if I mention the word, we'll get another strike.
Well, right now we're on about, I don't know, if you count them all up, my gosh, probably 30 streams, counting the audio side, but about 17 to 21, somewhere in there. I think it's maybe 19 streams that we don't stream up, but we're on them. We got something that we put there. Michael. He knows what I'm talking about. That's why we're saying get Rumble. Get Rumble. Even if you don't always use it, get in there and keep it active. Get your password put up so you know where it's at. Just in case. Just in case. And some of the folks that we follow are Rumble only. So, it's good to have anyway, because we got great friends on Rumble only. Or they might be Rumble and one other.
Let's throw some out there. How about that? Killer Carl. He's live right now.
Yeah, he just went live.
Of course, us. Angry Conservative, 1981. Empty Pockets Podcast. Kim's Coffee Talk. Half Pine Fours. I mean, come on. The Dialogue Box. I mean, there's some good ones out there that are, I don't know if they're just Rumble only, but a lot of these guys, that's where they mainly focus.
And Miss Regina at the Dialogue, she's going to be on with me May, whatever the Sunday is. I think it's May 4th, that morning early. It'll be about noon for her, around noonish for her, because she's in a different country. She's going to be with me. She's also going to be on Killer Car Show. We just talked today. I forget which day, but she's going to be on Killer Carl. I think before she's on with us. She's been on there before, she said. She's got an amazing story. I can't wait to get her on. Also, a thanks today, of course, Jerry Barrett cooking that good meat. He's at church right now. He's preaching about right now, or singing. He might be out of church by now. I don't know. I don't know when they started, but I know he was live. Jerry Barrett, though, wanted to thank us for airing one of their church services. I said, that's our honor. We'll do it again.
Absolutely.
He's my kind of preacher. I like him. He's a good fellow. We've never met, maybe once. Hello, Mr. James Harris. We're glad to have you.
Oh. Have y'all ever had one of them days where nobody bothers you all day long, but you start to do something?
Oh, my phone's been ringing too. I just had to ignore it. So we didn't want to have just a blank space there. So I had a call come in too. But it's be all right. I'll talk to him a little bit.
That's right.
But yeah, it's a good day. It's been a good day. Busy at work. Had good stuff going on. Had some aggravation, some blessings.
Hey, Tyrus, how are you doing?
Doing great, brother. Oh, man. In Jersey. Oh, Toronto going to cross the border.
Oh,
Here in
you better be
Corona.
careful. They may not let you back.
He's staying on this side. He's going to Rochester.
Okay.
Pick up, not pack up. Pick up in Jersey. Hey, watch them Jersey guys, Sonny, Sal, Vinny.
Joyzy. They're from Joyzy.
Watch those guys when they load you up now. Don't let them dock workers hold you up for extra now.
That's right.
You know
That's
that
right.
money for the boss.
God bless you too, Terrace. Yankee
Yes.
and a lot of Democrats here.
Yeah. I had my father-in-law used to do conventions for a business I had. You know, up there in Chicago, it's all union. They won't let you pick up a box. I mean, they make their people do it all. He told me he slid the union leader $100 bill, and they let him do what he wanted. He wasn't one of the big ones. He had a few boxes and stuff. He said it was just worth it to slide him $100 bill and be left alone. That's how things work, folks.
Not at my house.
Well,
Not at my house. You got to have $100 bill for you to slide one. Just say it. I got $100 bill, man. I'm hiding that sucker.
Appreciate all you folks joining on the Instagram side.
Yes.
You know, when we first started the podcast, I don't know if you remember, Rob. Instagram was hard on us.
It was.
They'd give us an hour and they'd shut us down. But over time, they've left us alone. We don't. Every once in a blue moon, it's like all of a sudden the algorithm says, "Hey, you shut these guys off."
Yeah, and they do. We're like,
and they do.
Why did you do that?
The next show, I'm like, well, let's see what happens, and they leave us alone. They just kicked us out after an hour. Then it got to be like we get a little extra time, maybe 20 minutes. They kick us out. Then it got to be 2 hours. I've seen this go 3, not kick us out. Then every once in a while, they'll say Instagram channels are only allowed to stream live for an hour or something like that.
And then we're like, okay. And then they go back to let us do what we want to do.
Barry said, I worked for a union meter reading department. They claimed I was running from meter to meter. Isn't it amazing now? They do all that Bluetooth or however it is they do it. The system does it for them. They don't got to come out. The meter readers don't have a job anymore. Mostly. They may be some places they still do. But mostly, around here, you don't ever see them folks. I wonder how many recruits got $100 handshakes before NIL. Oh, well, they got more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. $100 handshake, but there was also a few girls involved and a bottle of liquor probably. They threw down. They had a party. I'm saying now, there might be some Alabama fans in the crowd. Don't take this the wrong way because I know they all did it. He was just better at them than most of them. But it's well legend. I know he was tough and a great football coach, but Bear Bryant would pull up to recruit's house with bottles of liquors and stuff in the trunk of the car. Now, that's what I was told. That might not be true, but I don't doubt it.
Look, it's Alabama. All right. He showed up with a trunk full of liquor and probably their family tree so they could find dates.
Now, Rob, you didn't have to go there.
I meant that in a nice way.
No, there ain't no nice way to put that.
Yes, there is. A nice
No,
way.
there's not.
That is nice. I mean, dude, it's Alabama, so you know it's nice.
Oh, come on now. We love our Alabama friends.
We do.
Love them. The great state of Alabama.
And we really love to pick on them.
No, you love to pick on them.
Well, okay. I do. That's where power poles come from and telephone poles.
Well, we know that happened.
They grow the straightest trees in the country.
We know that happened. Which is one of the dumbest things. I mean, come on. You know, if you're going to get caught, that's what I always heard. If you're going to break the law, don't go to the dollar store and steal dollar items. I mean, really, right? If you're going to
I mean,
do it,
go for broke.
we're not proposing stealing. But why do people do stupid stuff like that? I mean, if you're going to go for it, go for it. I mean, So why would you give a recruit money in a McDonald's bag? I mean, come on. Like they thought that fit in better? Like, nobody will suspect because it's in a McDonald's bag?
That's exactly what they thought because all these kids have McDonald's bags. So,
Man, make it Chick-fil-A or something. Come on. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. We love you. We can't
there you
help.
go, bashing Chick-fil-A now. And McDonald's.
No, I was just saying it was besmirched their reputation.
Don't be
It's not their fault. By the way, since you mentioned that, big boy, I'll have you know, and I got to send the thing tonight. I told the young lady at the McDonald's drive-thru today, who I've dealt with several times, she always, and I mean always, has a smile. And she's so friendly and takes care of my order. Even if she's got to delay me and say, I need you to pull over one of them little spots. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes it. They get sent. That's like the timeout box.
Yeah, that's the timeout box. I hate that.
Well, and nobody likes it. But she is so nice. I'm like, okay. It's like she should know. So I told her today, I said, hey, what's your name? She looks at me like, oh. She told me, I said, you know what? I want to know your name because I'm going to send to corporate. And I'm going to tell them your name, that you always have a smile. And it makes a difference to those of us coming through here. We're having all kinds of days, tough days, good days, bad days. And we're just trying to get a little quick lunch in the middle of a crappy day, and your smile makes it a little bit better. That's what I'm going to tell them.
Oh, Dave. Is this the same girl that you were complaining about just the other day?
No, I haven't complained about this McDonald's in a long time.
Okay.
They used to get complained about. They have turned it around, and they do a great job. And no, I'm not going to say where it is because people would come out of the woodwork and go, well, I went there and they left my ketchup out or something. People do that. You can't tell where something's at because somebody else will go, well, it's like when you say, well, I got to have surgery Monday at the hospital. If you tell them what hospital, they go, my God, don't go there. They about killed my uncle, and I had two cousins that lost the wrong organs. And they start telling you all these sob stories and horror stories. I don't want to hear it. Yes, James, they do get some McDonald's when he brings them in. Those that don't. You know what I would do? I just thought about this. He does like to get McDonald's for these teams. The ones that snub him, the ones that snub coming to the White House, I would send them an autographed McDonald's bag to their house and say, I missed you, President Trump. Sorry, no burgers when you don't show up, but here's the bag. And
no, dude. He needs to send them a can of tuna. Because, you know why they don't show up? They just don't like McDonald's, so he can send them some tuna.
No, they don't show up because they hate him.
No. Are you saying that people actually... Are you trying to sit there and tell me that Trump derangement syndrome is real?
Yeah, they usually have blue hair and they scream a lot. And I've seen a few people like that at Waffle House before. I don't think they had TDS. I just think they were crazy.
That may very well have been. that could have been, sir.
Could have been.
Could have been. Well, I wanted to put some stuff up and I can't do it. It's not very nice. That's all right. I'll get it later on. 9 out of 10 times you'll get the wrong order or something left out at most drive-thrus. And I think a lot of times they do it on purpose because they want you to come back. Because a lot of times you come back, you'll buy something else too. Oh, while I'm here, I might as well get an extra thing of French fries. Because my 12, almost 13-year-old granddaughter is probably going to eat all of mine before we get home. Well, we got a bunch of people jumping in there tonight. We're glad to see all of y'all. Yes, we are.
These are Instagram folks.
All right.
Rob, I do have a topic tonight. We'll get through here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
Oh, it's a view,
Okay.
Humpday View, and we'll get folks' opinion. We're gonna have some fun, but
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes. You can be serious about it, but it's meant to be kind of funny.
Okay.
We'll ramble on here for a few minutes, and then we'll rock it to it. Give everybody time to get in here.
Yeah. We need more. I don't know. We've got quite a few in. We're glad to have them. We'll take some more though.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I've had it happen one time. Actually, I've had it happen one time in line, and one time by the manager of the store.
Wow.
He bought my food. He said, "Your money is no good here, sir." He said, "Are you a pastor?" I said, "I am." I said, "I had to run back to work tonight. I had my suit on." I said, I missed my dinner, so I said, "I'm just running, getting some on the way." He said, "Your money's no good here, brother." He said, "Just keep preaching the gospel." He saluted me. I'll never forget it. Never forget it.
Now, this morning, you heavily criticized me.
You dang Skippy, I did.
And
he's been working this whole time. And I'm gonna pull the receipts on this show this morning. Because he said three things, and one of them, and James, you're in here, and I'm glad you're here. You're not gonna be happy with Rob here in about 30 seconds because he's getting ready. He's trying to prove a point, and he has besmirched the mascot of the University of Georgia and all Bulldogs, but especially that one he's got on his hat. And you, sir, are not out of trouble. And I told you that you pissed off.
I'm not in trouble. I'm not in trouble. I ain't got one piece of hate for what I said, because what I said was the truth. They so ugly.
The Bulldog was ugly.
I said they was so ugly they was cute.
You, sir.
You, sir need to go back and pull that receipt. I said they were so ugly they was cute. And I said El Camino's is an ugly car, and they are an ugly car.
Well, we could argue El Camino's.
They could have a big old motor in there, but they still ugly.
I just said that James had one. You over here calling it ugly, but you said, I forget the El Camino. My God, I mean, what you said, the UGA and the Georgia Bulldog. I mean, that forget the other stuff you said.
So ugly, that was cute.
You already lost your man card this morning. You already
I still got my man card.
My God, didn't you?
I still got my man card. It's in my wallet, not my wife's pocketbook.
Go ahead and put your little picture up. You're going to try to prove a point, folks. No. I just want to let you know what he's done. He's lost his Georgia Bulldog fan card now.
No, I have
Don't
not.
Call yourself a fan of Georgia Bulldog.
I want to. And I'll figure out on my own what's ugly and what's not ugly. You don't get to decide that for me.
Have you ever been to the shrine where all the Bulldogs are buried at Sanford Stadium? Have you ever been there?
I have not been there. But I
don't go.
I want to go see.
You're not allowed to go now.
So ugly, they're cute little Bulldogs.
You've offended them so bad, them dogs will come back to life and bite you for the way you've besmirched.
Look.
All of Bulldog Nation.
They're not growing Bulldog plants up there. I ain't got to worry about that. And they're so ugly, they're cute. You know, kind of like you. Well, I think UGA's name started as ugly, but they cleaned it up.
That's not true either, James. Just jump on in the box with Rob.
Barry said, I need to tell y'all about a car called the Roach. It was a Ford LTD cut in half with a Chevrolet bed on the back and the gas can within the bed. Michael's telling you to behave.
He said boys. That's plural. Boys.
Well,
Southern fried boys.
I
ain't letting it go, man. I ain't letting it go.
I don't want you to, because you're wrong.
calling Ugga ugly, man. What?
Ugly is ugly, so ugly is cute.
See what I mean, folks? I know if I kept on, he'd say it again.
I will.
There
He's
you
so
go.
ugly is
Off
cute.
Shane.
I ain't got to do no walk of shame. Oh, Terrace likes Tennessee Volunteers.
Well, that's his right to do so, but he didn't call Ugga ugly. You did.
I said he was so ugly, he was cute.
Come on,
said
man.
it again.
Well, is that some kind of compliment you told a woman before?
Yeah.
Oh, you got me fired up.
Well, you're just going to have to be fired up. That's all I can tell you.
I'm sitting on this one all day, calling early in the morning like that too. I mean, like I really wanted to hear that before I went to work.
Oh, Terrace likes Bulldogs.
Awesome.
At GB, Great Britain. You like Great Britain? I didn't even know they had a college football team.
Could be Green Bay. Maybe that's Georgia Bulldogs. GB, baby.
I think he's probably talking about Green Bay or something like that. You're going to have to explain that one, Tars. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Well, you're probably not. I mean, you are from Colquitt. That's right.
It has not.
See that right there did it. You're right, Barry. Thanks for reminding me. He put that on his head. He's trying to show up down there with them old guys. They good old boys. But the Florida Gator hat. I mean, come on. He
says you got to put this on.
So he pulled his cap off, let that head shine, and then he covered it up with a gator. My gosh.
Those were amazing hats, though, that his wife made.
I thought they bought them.
If you nodded your head, the bills would open and shut. It was great, dude.
I thought they bought them somewhere.
You thought what?
That they bought them somewhere.
No, his wife made them for him.
Just hold that thought, James. Just hold that thought.
Tarsh, you've been here for 2.5 years. There you go. If you go on a date and have to drink until she's cute, you might want to end that one early.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought, because we're going to touch on that. Hold that thought. Hold that train, the MAGA train. Hold the MAGA train.
All right.
We're going to go there in just a minute. I'm waiting on Rob to throw his picture up. He's been looking for something over there.
No, I'm not throwing a picture up. I might take stuff down and put stuff up.
You're doing something.
No, I'm waiting on you. I am waiting on you. I can't load anything up.
Oh, you can't load anything up?
And you're using this stuff, and I don't want to take it down. There's a couple things I might take down.
What do you want to take down?
Show I'm going to be putting up my garden special here from beginning to where I'm at now here.
Well, do it. You just present it. Ain't hurting me.
No, I can't.
Why?
I have to. I'll do it. I'm going to do it over the next couple of days. I want to do it, show people where I started and where I'm at now, and my new experimental garden this year. It's experimental.
We want to see the picture, man.
I don't have a picture, dude.
Oh, you haven't put them in the computer yet?
No. No, I've got them downloaded, but I haven't sent them over to StreamYard yet.
You don't have to. Just put them on one of your screens and share screen.
But I'm using all my screens for other stuff.
You can just cover them up. It ain't gonna hurt them. Just put it over the top of them, share screen. All we're gonna see is the pictures, I believe.
I heard.
Or if you put them in a PowerPoint, you can just share that up on the thing. Present.
No,
anyway, either way you want to do it. We want to see the picture.
This is where I started at. Let's see if I can pull this one here up.
Way back down yonder on the Chattahoochee. This is where you started at.
Well, why ain't none of these here coming up?
Da, da, da.
Oh, it's being a pain, dude.
You see what happened, man? It's Bulldog Nation.
Not Bulldog Nation.
It's bad mojo, man.
Not bad mojo.
Bad mojo. Bad, bad.
It is being a pain in my rumpus. Why is it being a pain in my rumpus?
Sandy Tippett Simpson.
Okay, that's the one I want to share. Share screen. Share screen. Why is it being a... By golly, I will find a way to do this. It is not whooping me.
Bad mojo, man. Bad, bad, bad things. You shouldn't have made Bulldog Nation mad.
I'm not making Bulldog Nation mad.
Shame, shame.
It's not letting me do it. It's absolutely not letting me do it.
Well, sorry, man.
Let me try it down here.
We're so sorry.
I'll try one more thing here. Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, it's being a little yutz. It's not letting me do it.
Well, that's just not fair. No.
Oh, here's a way. There's where I started.
Hang on.
I finally got it all tilled up and stuff. That is where I started.
Don't move it yet.
What you doing?
Well, I moved my screen. I was going to work on something. About the time I get it, you got it. Okay,
Yeah.
now it's okay.
That's where I started. And
Now, Rob, let me ask you a question, son.
yeah,
Now, either you're growing a whole lot of stuff, different things. That seems like a might big for a single guy.
yeah.
I mean, what the heck? Are you selling it?
No,
That's a big garden spot, dude.
it is a big garden spot. But I'm growing a whole bunch of stuff and I'm going to be canning a whole bunch of stuff. That's the one I wanted to. But I'm doing experimental garden this year because I've got I'm actually trying some different stuff.
You putting the red dye number 5 in there?
I'm trying to get the red dye. There we go. That's the stuff that I'm putting down this year to help block the weeds out. And I don't know if it's going to work, but I can't get out there and do that anymore. So I'm trying something different. And that's the stuff going out earlier in the year. And I'll show you where it's at now. I'm pretty happy with it thus far. That's my first bed there. You see the grass growing up around it, but it's not growing up in the bed. And that's all squash and zinnias and sunflowers and stuff like that. So thus far, it's working rather well. And I'm really happy with it.
Barry said that's 40 acres and a mule.
Man, it feels like it sometimes. I ain't going to joke. Yeah, I've got a few maters out there. So, yeah, big garden. I'm also going to be putting out some corn and okra. That is next on the list. So, yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but, I'm planning on canning a bunch of stuff this year and put some stuff up in the freezer, and I'm going to use it. What I don't use, the family and neighbors and stuff like that to get into. So, just saying. I might let you have some when you come down and visit.
Well, that will be all right.
Up here, remove. All right, let's get this stuff here down. All right, and we're back. That's all I wanted to do.
Well, I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be canning it. 40 acres and a mule. You turn right. I've got a Cub Cadet lawnmower. It's not a Cub Cadet tractor. I wish I did have a little one. Michael, I've tried the straw. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out there. I don't know how much nutgrass y'all have up in that area, but we're eat up with it down here. And it's growing through this fabric a little bit because it's got a real sharp point when it starts out. Man, that is the hardest stuff to keep out of your garden. If you don't get that little nut at the bottom, you ain't accomplished nothing. So, James says, I raise box gardens, but we will have a lot of acres when we move to our new home. And see, that's kind of what I'm doing is I'm building beds out there. It's been a long, slow process, but I'm going to keep going with this, and then I'll probably flip that fabric over, or I may take it up and then put it back down. But I'm going to try to get some timbers out there, kind of raise it up some, and this fall, and I'm doing a fall garden as well. This winter, I'm going to get some manure and stuff like that, some compost and manure, mix all that in there, and cover it back up, and keep coming up on my timbers on the sides.
Cool.
So yeah. All right, Dave, I'm all ready for you.
I'm not ready for you.
Put your picture up, Dave.
I'm not ready for it.
Why
Hang
not?
on. Because I haven't finished putting everything on it.
You got me giving me such a hard time by saying ugly was so ugly it's cute that you already had it done.
No, I gave you my full attention. I wanted to see what the heck you were talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna give some more updates on this thing. I've got sweet peppers to go out. I've got banana nut squash to go out. I've got okra and corn still to plant. I'm growing off my butternut squash. They're already up. Got a few more beans to go out there, and a few sweet peppers. May get some hot peppers. I haven't decided yet. Maybe some clear vinegar sauce. And those of you who don't know what that is, I've got a bottle of it here. My mom made this before she passed, and I'm going to tell you something. If you like greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, this is the stuff you put on it right there. These would make delicious. This one will never get ate because it's sentimental.
I would like to try some of that Jerry was talking about, that rub that was made locally by that guy. I'm gonna contact him. I may get some of that.
Yeah, that stuff will shiver your timbers there, sir. But yeah, that rub looked good.
Squash and zucchini did the best in my box gardens.
Yeah, I've got squash, yellow squash, zucchini squash, and scallop squash. First time growing the old scallop squash.
Awesome.
All right.
Hang on. Before we get to our topic, get everybody's opinion.
Okay.
On a potential new background for Humpday Views.
Okay.
And well, first of all, I want to see if you liked it, and you can push us to this.
Oh, dude, I love it, but we can't do it. I love it, but we can't do it. Dude, that is so wrong. Oh, I love it. I love it. We can't do it. Where's the other one? You must made Jeneth blush. She said no. Huh?
I'm just asking a question.
Nobody else is even going to comment on that. Everybody's terrified. You have terrified. Oh, look at our count. It's dropping. Oh my gosh, nobody's watching. You don't make everybody. Oh, dude, cover that up. Michael said, "Give me nightmares." Dave, you can do better than this. Do better. We expect more.
No, you don't. You're telling me if that was out there, and all those shows out there, and that was the thumbnail that was up there. You're telling me people wouldn't click on that?
No. Hey, look here. Y'all have any plans of coming to the Honeybee Festival at the end of May in Lafayette? Ton of vendors and people will be there. Well, this is no next month's May. Maybe we can look into that one. You have to. We'll have to get in touch with the Lafayette Chamber of Commerce and find out if they have any spots open too. Very. As Trump would say, no comment.
I just want to know where y'all's mind's at. It's just a picture. Where's y'all's mind's at?
Oh, I'll see he's down there. He's not going. Let me tell you something, dude. We know where her hump day is. Our mine's the same place yours was at. Boy, them some big old humps.
I didn't look. I looked at the shirt, Humpday Views. What's wrong with you, Rob?
If you look at that shirt, you saw the Humpday Views. There ain't no missing. There ain't no missing them Humpday Views, sir. Oh, James, Hunt Mayhaw Festival was great. You'll have to go back and watch the video. We had a ball. It was in the mornings, of course, it's busier than it is in the evenings, but there were tons of people. It was a lot of fun.
All right, let's run a quick commercial, then we'll come back and we'll get into our topic.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go get me some more coffee then.
Well, I think I'll refill mine as well. It's slightly early, but there's no union law here that says we have to do it at a certain time or not do it at a certain time.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back into it. So
give us 5 minutes and we'll be right back.
We'll be right back here at the
Right. Okay. We'll be right back.
Right back.
You gonna start it? What you started?
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play one commercial, and out of the Jeb and Bubba show, I'm gonna air Jeb's version of Rob at the city council meeting. We're gonna do the commercial, then we're gonna hear from Uncle Jeb.
Okay. Do a long commercials. I always hear what that old coot had to say about me. Hey,
Southern Fried fans and your Cornbread Nation. Well, yeah, that's right. We're going to advertise for Mammoth Nation. to all proud Americans, we call attention to these thoughts. Are you tired of woke corporations that don't align with your values? I know we are. Look no further than Mammoth Nation, the ultimate destination for patriots like you and me, and Rob and everybody else, including old crazy Uncle Jeb, who believe in putting America first. Here at the Southern Fried Podcast, we're proud to partner with Mammoth Nation because they share our unwavering commitment to faith, family, and yes, freedom. Just like us, Mammoth Nation believes in the power of the American spirit and the importance of preserving our great nation's heritage. When you join Mammoth Nation, you're not just getting access to amazing discounts on products and services. You're becoming a part of a community that stands against the forces trying to tear our country apart. From supporting veterans and first responders to promoting Christian values, Mammoth Nation is the go-to platform for conservatives who want to make their voices heard. So what are you waiting for? Join the Mammoth Nation movement today and start enjoying exclusive deals from businesses that share your America First values. Together, we can make America great again, one purchase at a time. Don't miss out on this opportunity to support a company that truly cares about our nation's future. Sign up for Mammoth Nation now and experience the difference of a community that puts America first. Use that QR code on the screen, folks, and that will take you right to the website where we also will be helped in your support of these values. We are customers of this great American company. Rob is a monthly supporter, and I am a lifetime member of Mammoth Nation. We're so appreciative of companies like this. Please be a supporter, not just for us, but for America. These companies need our support. We're patriots. Stand together with patriots. Take care, and God bless.
Are we on? Oh, we're on. Okay, this is Uncle Jeb. Yeah, back with the Jeb and Bubba show. Yeah, Jeb and Bubba. Hey, I want to tell you, I was down there in Colquitt. And, I like to go to them city council meetings and all. And, I was sitting there, I slipped in some pork rinds. You get a little hungry. I got some pork rinds. And I had a little nip with me, but I didn't pull it out. I thought somebody might, Bubba, he was sitting there with me. I figured that little sniveling snot might say something. So we was just sitting back there in the back, and wouldn't you know it, that Rob walked in. Rob walked in. I thought, well, he don't ever show up around here. Bubba only comes because I do, and the only reason I show up is I hope to get some scrap metal out of some people complaining about yards and stuff, and I just listen to where they say, and I go over and ask them, hey, can I haul the scrap metal off, Kind of works out pretty good. But anyway, Rob walks in. He looked madder than old wet hen, he's just mad. That sunburnt neck of his and head, he took his hat off. My gosh, you ought to have seen that. He'd been out there on that zero turn and mowing the grass and everything, and I guess he forgot to put his hat on one day. Boy, he was a shining, and he's sitting over there with some papers all rolled up, and I didn't say nothing, we just sit back there. We thought, I was goosing Bubba, and Bubba's goosing me. We said, this ought to be good, he looks like he's wanting to talk. Well, we had to listen to old Miss Johnson talk about, dogs in her yard and crapping on them, her yard and stuff, and some other little snifflers, that was talking about some stuff. Well, finally, they had some city business to take care of, I was about to go to sleep, and trying not to let people hear my, my bag crinkling, there on the pork rinds. And I was tempted to take that little nip out, but Bubba, he'll snark. He's a snarky little fella. He'll nark on me. But anyway, old Rob got up there at the podium, boy, and I want to tell you, he let him have it. He's mad. I never seen a guy get so mad about a double wide in all my life. You know what? He's mad. He said that they've assessed that thing. It's went up in value.
I'm ready when you
he
are.
was mad. I thought they was going to escort him out of there. He was demanding a reassessment. Apparently, he called them and they said, "Well, we can't do that. We don't have enough help." So he showed up at the council meeting and he just pitched a big old fit. And he was back there talking about stuff and said, they said, well, "How can it go up in value?" They said, "Well, things are worth more nowadays. That's just the way it is." And he said, "What? What, Mayor? What's went up?" He said, "I got a broken down bridge that nobody can use. I'm on a dead end. How can it go up?" Anyway, they went back and forth and back and forth. And, I snorted so loud, I think one of them pork rinds about come through my nose. I was back there just snickering at old Rob. And they said they'd finally do it and everything. And I figured he'd storm out of there, but he waddled back to the seat and sat down. And, he talked to some folks, I think he was trying to get a petition started, get some of these people voted out. But anyway, we'll report next month, and we'll let you know what Rob finds out about his reassessment. I mean, you know what? I mean, it's a pretty good old trailer. I've seen it, I mean, it ain't no Taj Mahal, but I think that's India, ain't it? Anyway, no Taj Mahal, but it's a pretty nice little old double wide, He ain't had it that long, and he's took good care of it. Oh, and he told him about his new porch. And he said, if it was about that porch, you assessed before I put the porch on it. I didn't even know he had a porch. Well, I don't know. We'll let you know on the next Jeb and Bubba show what happens. I mean, as mad as he was, I think somebody's going to jail if he comes back. It's like a jail for the Jeb and Bubba show. Robert, come on back. You're great entertainment. Yeah! Get you some of that, boys.
I'm going to keep me started on them knuckleheads up there again. Why does you want to bring that up again? And get me all fired up? Why?
I didn't bring it up. Uncle Jeb did.
That's what I'm saying. Why does he want to bring that up? He knows better. He gonna get me up on a soapbox. He's a charge. No, I saw something going on outside. I had to go out there and get a video, and I'm gonna have to trim it up some so I can send it. So let's see if I can. Let's see if I can send it now. I'm getting porch worked on out here, so I've got stuff going on. I'll worry about it next time. It was a raccoon out there. I know where all my bird feed's going out of my bird feeders. It's the raccoon's getting it. Okay. I'll worry about that another time. All right, so we have a topic for tonight, and we're ready.
Quick topic.
Huh?
James, by the way, yes, I drink it, but they can't do what we want. Simply put. They can't do what we've got certain requirements of what we want to do. And they're just not set up to do that. So that would be appreciate the recommendation, but they can't do what we want. So not even close. But we do have some options, and we have a good one. And we're gonna do some testing. We got a taste test.
Yeah, we don't want nobody to get no junk from us.
I mean, it'll be blended for us, but we're going to get an idea of what kind of work they do. So, folks, when we're talking about our own coffee, we're talking about Southern Fried labeled coffee. That's going to have some. We won't have all the blends probably starting out that we will later, but we'll start with 4 or 5 max, 4 probably to start, because that we don't want to start too big. But we'll have a lot more about that soon.
Yes.
Hopefully within once we test and we're good with it, it's really just uploading our things to them and telling them what we want. I've already got the account set up. It's a matter of a few clicks, and it's just advertising for it and people ordering it. At that point, they will take care of it, all what we need. So, but I appreciate that though. Jake, yes.
Steve Mongo, Michael. Yep.
So shout out to those that can't see that. Some people can't see if they don't see our chat. So we'll make sure they see that. Yeah, the Instagram, I don't think they don't see the chat. So make sure that goes up so they can see it. Absolutely, my man. All right. So the question is what makes a good date go downhill to a bad date on things that happen on the date.
Ooh.
And so you are having a good time, and then it just in your mind, the date is over. We do have a store, James, absolutely. And our website should be dropping this week. And you can go to our stream pages, and most of them have the address. It's the Threadless. We still have the other store, but we couldn't fill in with it. We can't even go in to shut it down. I mean, they just locked us out. Stick with them. So if we get sales off of it, we do, we don't. I don't care. But we have a new store. It's the Threadless. There's an address for it, but we thank you for that. There are, in fact, we load up new logos quite often. And Rob's got one of the shirts from the new store.
Yes.
I have the hat. Miss Jenneth, who's in here, has ordered some stickers and a shirt. We just got that order. Thank you for that. I saw the email come through about it. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate listen, and I will say, what I say in that ad is truth. We want it as cheap a price as we could get. We're not trying to shake down nobody.
No.
And the some of the stuff in there can be high just because of what you're trying to do. I mean, if you're getting a shower curtain, I mean, my God, it's going to be a little more. But those shirts in there are definitely reasonable. Definitely. They run specials at Threadless all the time. And so, we want, because unless you're ordering a big order, you're paying shipping, the cost of the order and shipping. So we don't want to, gouge anybody. Every little bit helps. And it just, at some point, people ask me all the time, are y'all making money? No, we're not making money. Have we generated some sales? Yeah, a few, but we're not making money because we're upside down. Where costs going out are more than what comes in. We hope to change that. Our first year will be Labor Day. Is that right? Memorial Day. Excuse me. Memorial Day, which is just a few weeks away. That'll be our 1-year anniversary. We're going to have a special program for that birthday celebration. We spent the first year really laying the groundwork. Now in year 2, early on, we want to generate some income to pay all the costs that are associated with the podcast. And there is always it's a little here, a little there, a little this, a little that, and it turns into money that me and Rob are both paying out of our pocket. And we don't mind because we love what we're doing. But we want this next year for it to be paying for itself. I don't think that's nothing wrong with that. And yes, it would be great if it's generating some profit that we can then reinvest into the podcast, things we want to do. We just don't really have the money for right now. I mean, you think about it, I've put together a whole studio in less than a year, and we're talking, it runs into some money. So I just want you to know that. some people out there, I don't like the way they do. I like to give options, and we always wanted to keep everything as cheap as we can, and we'll do that with the coffee too. We're trying. I mean, we can't help with shipping. Everything goes up. We know it's tough out there. I mean, I'm thankful gas prices have been coming down. I've seen $2.49 the other day. I mean, I ain't seen that in a while, and I'm hoping it gets better. My house payment just shot up over $100. Nice April surprise. Thank you. So we all deal with the same crap. But yeah, I just want you to know that we're very transparent here. We are trying to, and well, maybe the thing is we had to get a lot of things established. We're now an LLC. We have all of our paperwork.
Yes.
We got one more. Yeah,
that was a big step for us to move forward with a lot of things. Was getting that.
We have one more federal form that should be in our system in 15 days, but we got everything we need to do, and we couldn't go do the coffee. It was a requirement before we did the coffee to do what we've done. We have just set up. It's not free, but it's very cheap because we're going to do this thing in stages. But the Southern Fried has a Shopify account. We just opened that up. I don't know if Rob knows that, but we've got a Shopify account which will work with this coffee really well. They link up well, and there'll be other products that come. We're just getting started. What we hope to do is bring everything together. The store, the coffee, all that stuff will hopefully be in one place, or links to it. Well, and the website it will be. That's another thing. The website. Any moment, she's finishing up, and that will link everything together that we're doing. Because right now we're here, there, everywhere, and people don't even realize half the stuff that we got going on. If you're just Facebook, we do Facebook, but we do a lot more than that. Or if you're Rumble, or if you're X, or whatever you are, or YouTube, or whatever, there's a lot. We're not complaining. We're just saying we're all over the place. And we want to link all that stuff together so you can find those things. And in the future, there may be some Rumble-only shows. That's why I say get Rumble, because we probably are going to do some Rumble-only exclusives in the near future. Not everything. We're not abandoning any stream, but it's going to become a big home for us. And thank you to all those Instagram folks that just piled in here. God bless you.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll try to put up some of them as we're talking, but we appreciate you. We just had quite a few that jumped in, or at least a couple, 3, and that's a lot for us. We appreciate everyone.
Absolutely.
But Rob's down there in the area for all that. He can get that stuff, but we got to find out who's got it. How we're going to go. Because the thing is, me and Rob, we decided early on. I don't mind sharing this. Like I said, we're transparent, and Rob will tell you that early on we made the decision. We ain't shipping company. We are not the shipping company, and anything that we do sell will not be where we got to ship it. No. That could turn into a nightmare really quick, and we're both pretty busy guys, so we're going to let the experts do it. It's taken care of. And that way you have insurance with it, all that stuff that you can get with that. And it gets there quick as they can get it there. With the coffee, once we set it up, we'll be shipping within a day, or maybe even the same day, the possibility. They guarantee a really quick turnaround. This is another reason why I like the company that we're looking at. A really quick turnaround. They're not trying to gouge us either. Some of them, they kind of gouge you. They seem pretty respectable on that end. So they're a company too, and we want them to make money, and hopefully that'll help us. And we'll put things in your possession that we think will be pretty cool. So if you choose to, and if you don't, that's fine. We just want to create options so that we can do more festivals, and we can do bigger and better things, and expand. So we're in for the long haul. we ain't going nowhere unless the good Lord takes us out. We're
Right.
here. We're here to stay. And there's a lot of thought been put in it, a lot of thought and a lot of work. Thank you, Miss Jennifer. And we're gonna get you some coffee. But we want that Southern fried coffee in your home. And
I'm looking forward to.
that was my first and only request, and well, almost a demand. I said, Rob, I want coffee. Or before we ever went live, we were still talking about the podcast. I said, I want coffee. We got to have coffee. I've waited a year, but by gosh, right after the anniversary of that year, we're gonna have some coffee. We're not rushing it. We've never rushed anything with a podcast ever. We've tried to be right on time, and I think that has. We spent a lot of time trying to basically find out who we wanted to be. And we're still developing. That's always an ongoing process, but we wanted to find our niche, find out what feeds our soul, and hopefully some people will like. And I think we've accomplished that.
Yeah.
So coffee is one of those things that's just used the world of it. But anyway, that's good. Humpday Views. See, we got a lot of views going out. I like that. Absolutely. Trying to get some of these folks up and give them a appreciation. Thanks for joining. Love these names. It's cool. So just trying to pop the Mad Hog. Boy, you got to watch them Mad Hogs, man.
What?
Yeah, the Mad Hog. That's a cool name. You don't want a hog mad at you.
No, negative, nada.
All right. What makes a date go downhill? You think you're good. What's a deal killer? You're thinking we ain't going out again.
Gas.
Gas is definitely one of them I was going to bring up. And we'll just say odd smells because it could be more than that, Rob. We don't know. There's just things that happen. And are you saying it's your gas or theirs?
Either one could cause it.
Well, yeah, they might be done with you. So
That could definitely shorten one up. I'm just saying, you know.
It could. That's another one. Awkward silence. So you don't talk much. It's a miserable experience. You don't really want to go through it again.
Okay.
If you can't talk together on the first date, like it's just not working, that's probably a good sign that there's not going to be a second date. I was talking to a guy here other day. He's been married for 35 years, whatever it is, married a long time. But he was telling me he went out with a girl once and he liked her. He said, I liked her. He said, but I knew on date one, we weren't compatible. She was nothing really wrong. It just didn't feel right. But they ran into a friend of his and he's asked him later, he said, hey, who's that girl you're dating? He goes, I'm not dating her. Just went out on a date. He said, so you don't mind if I ask her out? He said, no, go for it. They went out and got married within weeks and have been married ever since. Ain't that interesting how that happens?
That is.
The guy went out with her, said, this ain't for me, ran into the guy on that date. And they get up going out and were married 35, 40 years, whatever it is. Yeah, big egos. That could do it. But big egos, and also let's do big egos / competitive natures. Because there's both of those. So like let's say you went somewhere and you were playing darts or something. It can go downhill pretty quick if somebody's real competitive or both of them are competitive and don't want to lose. So they like get mad at each other because they're getting beat. One of them's losing. They can't handle it, which goes back to ego. Definitely goes back to ego. So like if she smokes you at darts at the bar or the pool table or whatever, dude's ego might not can handle that. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah. That might just do it in right there. But you know what? Guys got to learn how to get over that. So do girls.
Well, but I'm just saying, what kills it?
That would kill it. That would do it in. That would do it in right there.
Hey, whoever made that sale right now at Threadless, I just got the email. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God bless you. Whoever did it. Was that you? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Michael, would you even go out with that, though? I mean, would you even have the first date? Unless you didn't know. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you this. You know, I like having manners. And if a woman gets mad at me for opening doors, that's going to shorten it up. That may not get you a second date. You know, walking on the street side or stuff like that. If that bugs you, or if they think that the man's supposed to walk out front and they're supposed to walk behind, no.
I had a guy that I knew. I won't say where this happened, but a guy that I knew went to a meeting once. It was like a class, and they told him at the class that was old way thinking, and that women don't want that anymore. He almost failed the class. The ladies that were leading the class said, "No, that's racist." They called it racist. He said, "Let me tell you something. My daddy raised me."
But that's not racist.
My daddy raised me to do that. They said that's racist against women. And so they said, "Don't, your good manners offends us." That's it says racism. He told me that. I wasn't there.
I'm gonna tell you something.
I know some people that were there and it really happened, and they said he almost lost his job. He almost lost his job for that.
A lot of women don't care about that anymore. I do. And a lot of guys still do, especially down here in the South. We care about having manners. And if it's going to offend you that we show our manners, then you're offending us by not letting us give you the respect that we think you deserve.
Michael says cell phone out.
Now, you know, guys know this goes on. So women, you're not fooling anybody. We know about the emergency call / text that's going to happen. If you're, they'll say, get their friend to say, okay, now you call me and or text me at this time. And if it's not going well, it can be an emergency for me and I can get out of there. We know about these things. We know about those.
To the question in the Instagram, thank you for the question. It's coming soon. It's coming. Give us about a month, slightly more.
We'll tell you what.
Tell you that.
And we're even going to be able to get some of Rob's special coffee, a pecan coffee. Oh, dude, we're doing that one.
And that's one of the ones. Well, do we want to do that? You may be the only one that orders it.
Well, I'll be ordering it.
Well, you might have to special. Well, if you want it with a label on there, that's fine. But you can order that straight out. But maybe more people want it. They have more than that too on specialty coffee. And to who asked me? Was it Michael? The K cups? Yes, they have them. Yes. We put up what we checked a lot of boxes on what we wanted, and
that's okay,
Yeah.
But I just want a way
Nothing wrong with
it. Oh my gosh, I have to go.
What about this? What about a wardrobe malfunction? Rob bends over and splits his pants right down the middle of the rear end.
Okay.
Is that a deal breaker on the date? Like the next date? There's going to be not the next date?
No.
Because you can't go nowhere because Rob keeps trying to hold his pants together?
No, it just means Rob has to run home and change pants. Be right back. And if she decides that's the end of the date, that she won't be there when I get back. But for the most part, if I was to bend over, because Dave, clickbait right here. If I was to bend over, it'd be almost like a Chippendale show.
Come on, man. Come on.
Come on.
And the first statement you had is a lie.
What do you mean?
It's a lie, and you know it's a lie.
How you figure?
Okay. Because if you carry this date, because you ain't going to date her down in Colquitt, you going to go to Bainbridge. You ain't getting back in just a minute, dude. That's a 30-minute drive.
Well,
That's
I
an
can't
hour.
drive anyway. She's going to have to take me home so I can change.
Well, see, that's a date killer right there. She goes, I don't want to take you all the way up there.
Okay, well, we'll just go. I don't care who sees my honey.
The question would be, does Rob have underwear on or not?
That's the definite question. That's the only part you got to worry about. And if I don't, then it's just like a Chippendale show. You'll be all right.
Okay.
They'll be going behind me singing, I see your booty. It's nice and cutie. Oh.
How about they share too much information? First date. Like something oddball. Hey, I'll tell
Like
you.
when I first started out there when we worked together and how I was raw and everybody giving this weird stuff out there? Just see what kind of reactions I can get. Huh?
We call that the Mason-Dixon line, brother.
Yeah, you way north of that.
Now there's some Southern sympathy hotspots above that, but they're small.
Yeah.
I mean, there is Indiana, but I mean, there's parts of Indiana. There's parts of Michigan's real Southern type. Well, you can find those kind of folks.
Michael, as far as that comment about the no racing stripes on the drawers there, that would probably end the date. That's why I recommend no underwear.
So he or she shares too much information. Like they have, I don't know, maybe they're clipping their toenails or something. Maybe they clip their toenails on the date. Well, yeah, the ex could be, that could be your right. Or they get a text from the ex right in the middle of the day. Still trying to make time.
It depends on the information. Dates are, you get to know people, and yeah, you don't want to learn everything about them on the first date, probably. I mean, like if they're, tell you, well, I have a toe fetish. I like to suck on toes or something like that. You're like, yeah, that'd probably be a date ender for me. To have a toe sucking fetish or something like that. I'm just saying.
What if they keep calling you by the wrong name? Hey, Bob.
Oh, that would end a date right there. I'm not named a verb. Do not call me Bob. My name is Rob or Robert. Do not call me Bob. I'm not a verb. Bobbing around.
I had a good time tonight, Bob.
Yeah, I hope you did, because there won't be a second night. Bob. That reminds me of a joke.
What about if a guy?
No legs floating in the ocean.
What about if a guy talks about his mama too much?
I'm not dating guys, so I can't answer that, but I'd say that would probably end a date. What if, say, the girl that you're going on a date with is like, well, I want to fix supper for our first date. Okay. And you go over there and you're eating their food, that they've cooked, and you say, well, this is good, but it's not as good as mom makes. You think that would end a date?
it would be going that way for sure. Yeah, James. That could be. That depends on the person.
Now look. Wait a minute now.
Depends on the person.
What were they in prison for? That's the next thing. And see, I'd have to ask that question. What was you in prison for? You know, maybe it's something minor or something that could be considered minor.
What?
You know,
What if they got an ankle monitor on? What's that?
You know, that's a bad girl right there. She's bad. She's a bad girl.
They got him on the wrist now.
Ooh.
They look like a big watch. You might not want to know.
Yeah, your date may be turning into a kidnapping. You might not want to know why she.
What if you end the date and you take her home and she invites you in for a minute? First day, you know, no big deal. Not anything wrong with that. You could have coffee or cake or something, and they have an animal that humps your leg.
Number one, if their animal humps my leg, I'm probably going to teach it how to fly. So it's going to depend on how they take that, number one. And number two, no, it depends. I guess it would depend on the animal. I mean, if it was like a parrot, you know, you might could laugh that off. If it's like a wiener dog or something, just going up there, just madly going to town on your leg, you know, I don't know if I could ever mentally, emotionally, or physically get over that.
Well, James, to that point, you always get the disclaimer, oh, they don't bite. You know you're getting bit. Michael, what the heck? I mean, that's a loaded suggestion right there.
Terrace, you have a good night, and God bless you too. Go hug.
Yes, sir. Bless you. Safe travels, and God bless you. Yeah. Salute to our friend in Yankee Land.
Yes. Good luck up there. You're going to need it. They talk.
You know, they don't write a good song like Dixie. Well, I wish I was in the land of unions.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of creeks.
Rob!
No. What? Michael, that is horrible. I mean, if your date goes in the bathroom with you. Oh, what if you go to she invites you in and you have to go to the restroom and you blow her toilet up? Does that get you invited again, or do they realize, hey, it's just a normal body function, everybody's going to have it, or are you done?
What do you mean blow it up? I mean, that's...
Well, like you go to the bathroom, you know, there's two different things you can do in the bathroom. What if you just can't
blow it up is not normal body function, man. Come on.
It depends. Well, y'all just got back from a date. You went out and ate all that rich, fancy food, and your stomach's turning flip-flops. And then you go there, and you're like, oh, and you're having to make a choice, you know. But you go inside, and you're like, oh, I can't hold this. I'm going to have to go. And you're sitting there, and you're sweating, and you're breaking out in hives and stuff because you got to go. But you're like, oh, I can't do this here. I can't do this here. You know, but it's like, oh, but I can't do it in my pants. You blow it up. Done it.
I thought you meant like an explosion.
Now, see, that right there is the rude part. Right? If it happens, you can always say, I am so sorry. That food upset my stomach, and I am so sorry. Do you have any air freshener or anything? But when they do that, and they blow it up, and they don't let you know, and you've got air freshener sitting there, and they don't do it, and they don't spray, I keep air freshener in the bathroom for everybody else to use. Keep some in mine. and they don't use it.
If you come out of the bathroom and she's got a gas mask on.
If you come out of the bathroom, even on that circumstance, and you explain it to her and everything, and you come out and she goes, "Oh, loud, you're not going out again." And she goes, "Bless your heart. Oh, you're not going out again."
Did something curl up you and die?
I didn't know it was possible to poop a skunk out. I thought that was a physical impossibility.
Or what if you're in there for like 30 minutes? Reading the phone, texting. She's like, "Hey, you all right in there?" Oh.
Oh.
How you gonna know if she didn't wash her hands?
The sink will still be dry.
So you're gonna walk. You're telling me you walk in the bathroom after your first date to see
I
if
may
they
have to
wash
blow
them?
my nose. You got to go in there and get tissue. I'm just saying. But let me go blow my nose real quick. And you walk in there. That way you can check for the blow up. And if the sink is dry.
What about the dude pulls the old, "Hey, you know what? I can't believe this. I don't know what I was thinking. I left my wallet in the other pants. I don't have $1 of it."
That has happened. It's happened to me. And I used to think it was a good thing and funny thing, but then that whole rush it went. So, yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be a good thing. What if your date says her uncle said she was the best kisser? And say, Michael, this is why we don't date women from Louisiana and Mississippi. We just see, I left Alabama out of that one, David.
That's rough. That's rough.
Oh, we being rough tonight, guys. Y'all gonna have to be. What?
Wow.
Okay.
What about this? What if you're going down the road and you're listening to some good tunes on the radio? I used to have a friend. He had this whole thing planned out. God rest his soul. He's dead now. He had his mixtape with all the songs that he thought would really impress the girl.
Okay.
If she didn't like those songs, he was done with her anyway. So, but he thought this was the tape. He had it. I mean, he had a lot of thought in it. We went through. We talked about that a lot. What if while you're playing one of those good tunes, she sings the lyrics the wrong way, like she don't know what they mean? Like she sings like what's that? There's a lot of songs that are misheard.
Yeah.
And remember that famous 70s song where he says "like a deuce," and everybody thought he was saying "like a douche"?
Yeah.
Do you not have a second date? Like you can't even know the song. I mean, come on.
Well, it depends on how commonly it's messed up. A lot of people. I mean, it's hard to understand them, and it's just I don't know. I don't worry too much about that. That's not a big deal for me. It would not be a deal breaker. Maybe she has hearing issues or listening issues. A real deal breaker would be she said she was a Democrat. I don't know.
Load her up. Let's go.
Look here.
But that's kind of your fault for not knowing that.
Look here.
There's ways to find this stuff out.
And look.
It's called social media pages.
Y'all, look here. Throw this out there.
Deep thought from Rob.
If you let your political orientation, be it Democrat, conservative, Republican, liberal, or whatever, if you let that be the guiding force in your life on who you're going to date, if you can't have a little bit of compassion, understanding, because it's obvious if they're liberal or Democrat, they're not too mentally functioning. We have to have compassion for those that are less intelligent and help them. All right, reach a hand out. Don't be a hater. Reach a hand out and try to help. Okay, it's a public service announcement from Jebediah Thackerworth.
Yeah, sure. You're loading her up and going home.
Do what?
You're loading her up and going home. The first time she says, "You like Trump?" My God,
Trump's your God.
You?
And she said, "You like Trump? My God, Trump's your God." What? They'd be kicking me out. All right.
I'm just saying.
Let me ask you this. Most dating sites have trouble finding matches because they only want Democrat men from the party doesn't know what a woman is. All right. You're going out on a date. Okay. First time out. All right. And say you're going dancing. You know, you're going to a club and there's probably going to be a drink or two and you're going to go out and go dancing. This is not my idea of first date, but so be it. So, but a lot of people it is. And some other guy comes up and looks at her and says, "Can I dance with you?" And she says, "Okay. Do you have a second date?"
Well, it depends on how all that went down. Because there's an old chivalry, that code in the South where you can't ask if you could date. You request. There's nothing wrong with that. If
Right.
it's done the right way, that's an old Southern, especially I think Southern, deep South, that you could do that, but you got to get permission from both parties that it's okay, and you treat her like a queen during that dance, and others can break in too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a code, but it can't be some jackleg coming over going, "Hey, baby,
Yeah.
let me cut a rug out here." That ain't happening.
Yeah. So, and a lot of times I've had that happen, and so I don't dance. All right. I'm sorry. I got no rhythm. I'm all right. I ain't got no moves. I don't dance. That's not my thing. And then they come back and she said, "Do you mind if I go dance?" No, I don't mind. I don't dance, and you like to dance, go dance. Sorry.
Well, what about, and I saw this, what about if you go out on and this is like a couples thing, and you go out, husband, wife, you go out a club. Me and my wife, we never danced. We just weren't dancers. But he didn't dance, the guy, but his wife was dancing.
Yeah.
And you and your wife look out there, and the girl is bump grinding and everything else with every guy on the dance floor. I looked at my wife. My wife looked at me. Her mouth fell open. She's like, "What the heck is that?" And I was like, "Hey, man, your wife likes to dance, don't you?" Go, yeah, I never danced. Well, first it was line dancing, but the line dancing turned into a whole lot of other stuff. And while I'm on that subject, and this happened in Tennessee, not Alabama, Tennessee, I know a daddy that went on a daddy-daughter. It was a school thing. It was a daddy-daughter date night thing they had. It was, they come in their nice dresses and the dads are dressed.
Yeah.
And there was some dancing that went on. You're dancing with your daughter. But they put on some aggressive music and they were dads. I can't even repeat what they were doing to their daughters. I had a friend tell me about this, and they were parents that were just mortified and actually left the event early because they saw, well, things that you shouldn't be doing in public anyway, but much less your daughter. That happened.
Nope.
I'll tell you offline what they were doing, but you can imagine. Daddies. Come on, man. That ain't gonna fly.
What about if your date looks at you and says, "Wow, you're old enough to be my dad"?
Well, I mean, that would be kind of bad. I mean, unless that was the kind of stuff that was discussed beforehand and both parties were okay with it and she was not a wrong age. That's between two consenting adults. They're both okay with it. But just to spring that like that, it'd be kind of weird. Or if she just saying you look old, or I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Okay. Well, what if you thought she was older than what she was, and she's of legal age, but and then she's like, and it's threw it out there. Well, you're old enough to be my dad. Yeah, I don't know.
I think I'd be going home. That just. I think he meant a lot younger than that.
No, that's about, yeah. Yeah, you could be a 45-year-old woman's dad, Michael. Think about that.
I got no problem with it if at that age. I have no problem with it, but the problem would be to holler that out in front of everybody would be. Yeah. That would be the bad part. Like, hey, come on, I mean, it's already going to be a stigma anyway. People are going to judge you on whatever. But people are happy. I don't care. If they're consenting adults, I don't care.
Yeah.
It happens every day. I mean, Mick Jagger's wife. By the way, Mick Jagger can still dance, and he's 80. He got a young girl, and they got a kiddo together. That's his business.
Yeah,
that's his business. None of my business. I don't care. Question to Rob.
Question to Rob. How much older or younger is your cutoff? 10 years was mine when I was single. See, I don't necessarily have a cutoff there. As long as they're, I'm probably 30 will be my cutoff. 30 years old. I probably wouldn't date under that now. And that would be almost 25 years younger, but, I figure there's not many 30-year-old women that's going to hang out with my old butt. But it depends on the woman and the circumstances. How mature is she? How grown up is, how much does she have her act together? How much does she want to be with me? Do we have anything in common? There's a lot of stuff that can come into play there. Now, I do like to jump and cut up a lot, so I wouldn't necessarily say I act my age. My body makes me act my age more than my brain does. If my body had kept up, I don't know. That's kind of a hard question, but I'm probably not ever going to go more than 15 years younger than you. Ever.
For the girl, what if the guy looks at the bill on the first date and he makes like a shocked face at how expensive the meal is? You think she's going out with him again?
No. But James, that was a good, fair question. I like that.
I would say I get you're giving yourself a ballpark, but when you say 10 years, I get it. But what if the girl, man, 11 years? I mean, it's kind of hard because
Yeah.
Love is fickle, man. Love is fickle.
Look
You never
here.
know.
This is the clickbait right here. You know, all the women folk are tripping over themselves trying to get to me and everything. You know, I just got to have some rules and guidelines in there. You know. Oh! I got a question for you. Say you go out on a date. All right, James. We'll let this one be for you too, especially and Michael. But she's young. She's attractive. Uh, you know, she meets everything that you're. Uh, yeah, you're right. Some are looking for sugar daddies. Yes, but she's got on this really snug, great fitting outfit. You know, a dress and skirt comes up. She's showing a lot of leg. And she's trying to look really pretty for you. You know, she's got her bosoms pushed up and out, and you know she's really doing her best to look very hot and attractive. And she goes and sits down, and you realize she's not wearing any underpants. Does that end the date?
I'm not saying anything on this one. I will leave this to the chat.
They're thinking. Michael says, "Yep, that would end the date." All right, James, we're waiting on you. He might be putting some thought into this.
His wife might be.
Yeah, his wife might be there.
Where are you putting, big boy?
Yeah, big boy. Go ahead, put something up there. If I could tell she did that on purpose for attention, it's all over for me. What if she did that just for you, though? Not anybody else, just for you.
First of all, how do you know she don't, Rob? I mean, I'm being tender here.
Have you not ever seen the movie Fatal Attraction?
What are you doing looking?
How can you not?
You keep your eyes up here.
Oh, that's what I have to tell girls all the time. Eyes here.
So
Hey, lady, eyes here. Huh?
What's your answer?
No, the date's not over. I'll be honest. I'll put it right out there. Date's not over.
That might just got
you a second date, huh?
Oh, I figured you'd go say that. If Steve was in here, he'd probably say the date was over at the club, but the second part of the date was picking up late. We'll just end right there.
To me, I look at females like we're in school. If I was graduating and she wasn't in high school, then she's too young. Michael, that's 4 or 5 years difference in age. You know,
my wife is almost 4 years older than me.
Yeah.
3.5.
So, I mean, you got to figure this way. Women, and I'm not saying this is always the case, but in a lot of cases, women mature faster than men do at a rapid rate. I'm not saying that they age physically looks age faster. I'm saying their maturity level is they mature more than men do at an earlier age. And I think that's part of the being a mom and stuff like that. A lot of that carries over. Not saying the same thing doesn't apply to men, but you know, women tend to be more nurturing and more mature than men are. So
unless they're AOC.
Yeah. There's exceptions to every rule.
But yeah, you're right. What if a girl calls you up for the date?
Oh, I'm all for it. Call me.
That's a big no-no in the South. Always has been.
Oh, I don't
change it now, but that's always been a no-no. Your mama would say, what would mama say?
Mama never knows out of my date life. Huh?
Mama would say a girl that did that was no good back in the day. Absolutely. What about a guy? Here's you one. First date. You're home waiting. Guy pulls up the edge of the driveway and honks on the horn. Let's go.
Number one, I wouldn't have an old guy coming to my home to pick me up.
Well, I'm just saying for the girls. I'm just for the girls.
If a girl came there and honked the horn, I'd probably like, shit, I should get ready. But, I mean, if it was a woman and a guy was that disrespectful, and he couldn't even be bothered to get out of his car and come to her door to greet her, no. They should not get that date.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. Maybe nowadays, I don't know, but I can tell you what, when my sisters were dating, I didn't let that crapola go on that I saw.
Oh, and we're coming into prom season. This is probably a good time to talk about some of this stuff for you young men out there that's picking up dates for the prom and going out for your, for a formal dance. You better bring her a corsage, number one. You better have already talked to her daddy, number two. Number three, you best show some manners. You need to show manners. If you're not sure what the manners are for a given circumstance, talk to your mom or daddy. They'll let you know. All right. Be respectful. Be respectful. That's the main thing to manners. Hey, Michael, gotta run off, but all right, catch you out a while. Be respectful. So many guys, so many of you youngins today ain't got a clue as to how to even treat a woman with respect. Open her door for her. Open the door to the car. Go to the house and meet her. Let her walk on the inside of a sidewalk. Don't make her walk on the outside where stuff can smash up on her or splash up on her. Hold her umbrella for her if it's raining. Be a gentleman. Treat them with
problem is, Rob, the problem is that not everybody, there's still a lot of that goes on. But nowadays, before the first date, they don't send each other naked pictures on Snapchat or something.
That's true.
Sadly, that is true. Sadly. And by the way, let me not just say kids, because I happen to know some grown adults who were bragging about showing pictures off. I heard them do it, and they forgot I was in the room. I've heard grown adults do that. I mean, I'm talking about people in their 30s, nearly 40 years old, and dudes are sending these pictures to them of them naked. Like, really? My dad would have showed up at your house. He would have pile drived you into the ground. Yeah. He did his daughter like that.
Well, what if it's a married couple or a couple that's doing that?
I didn't chaperone. I had a long talk with dude before they left. We had a clear agenda on what time to be home. My baby sister, Heather, she remember this. I didn't let them sit in the car when they got back. They come in, talk to my mom. I was the man of the house. My dad wasn't there. Middle sister was more about church. They were going to church events and stuff, but we still, I'm sure, had a few conversations, but it was a little bit different. My baby sister, she dated some bad boys. Or tried to. Not all of them, some of them. But I went out one time and I told the guy, I said, hey, she got so mad at me, but I went, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all have a good time? Went up the car, and my sister's giving me this death stare, And the guy go, oh yeah, we had a good time. And I said something like, we got this crazy rule around here, and I know you don't know what the rule is. So I just want to let you know, because I want this to end on a positive note. And he's like, yeah, man, what's that? I said, it's crazy, I know, but we got this rule that you don't pull up in the dark and sit in the car with my mom's daughter and my sister. That That's disrespectful. And you will get out of the car and walk my sister to the door and talk to my mom. And you'll never do that again, because if you do, there won't be a next date. And you can like it or not. That's what I told them. I really don't care. But you're not going to treat my sister. You're not going to treat her like that. You're not going to treat my mama like that. That's what I said.
Okay.
You will come you will knock on the door and talk to my mom before you ever go out. I always put, because my mom, I was defending her more than for myself. I was defending my mom's part in this. Yeah. I had to take the place of my dad, and I knew what my dad would say. Believe me, I said it a lot better than my dad would.
All right.
My daddy might have jerked a guy out of the car for something like that. My dad.
Let me ask you this. What if on your first date you go catfishing and she doesn't bait her own hook?
That's no big deal.
Oh, yes, that's a big deal.
No, it's not. Come on.
Yes, it is. She ain't going to bait her own hook.
She might have never fished in her life. Come on. That's a guy thing to look, you know. He feels manly about it. Sure, let me help you out with that. Now, if you're expecting her to do it later, fine. But the first date, you're going fishing. She don't bait the hook. You call that a deal breaker? Come on, man.
Have you ever put chicken liver on a hook? Say you're going catfishing, you use chicken liver. That's some nasty stuff.
First of all, why are you taking her catfishing? I mean, come on, that first date catfish. I mean, come on, man.
Look. No, never ask your date to bait your hook. Exactly, James. See, I got some backup. Let me put it to you this way. Usually it's not an issue for me, because anytime I've ever taken a girl fishing on a date or whatever,
this is the first date. This is the first date.
Yeah.
Who takes their girlfriend the first date fishing? Come on, dude.
I've done it. In fact, that's been some of my best come on lines. Hey, baby, you want to go fishing? You want catfish tonight? You want to go?
Come on, man.
And I've actually been told by someone that you know, looked me dead in the eye and said, "You're the only man that I know that would work for."
Would y'all share a dip as well?
I don't share dip, dude. That's kind of a deal breaker for me. If she dips Copenhagen or Skoal or something, that's kind of a deal breaker. I just can't do that. I don't know. You know, I'm kind of scared I might reach over to grab my sweet tea in the middle of the night, grab her spittoon or something. That'd just be wrong. You talking about waking up on the wrong side of the bed.
This is a first date, dude. You're talking about all-nighters.
Well, you gotta think about that stuff before the first date. If you out there on the first date and she's up there dipping Skoal or Copenhagen or Snut, whatever, you know that it's got to be done. There won't be no more, because if there was, then something like that could happen. And if that ever happened, man, she'd be like, "What'd you drink the whole thing for?" You'd be like, "It wouldn't stop. It was just all one long string." See.
I got no problem with that. It's amazing you took the date on the first date talking about catfishing. I mean, come on. Ain't no catfish. If you come pick my daughter up and said y'all going catfishing, dude, not unless I'm going. I'll be on the boat too. After all, you got to find out what kind of fisherman he is anyway. If he ain't a good fisherman, you don't want your daughter going out with him again anyway.
That's right.
That's right.
So you didn't know that she dipped until you kissed her. Now, did she give you a little dip? A little bit of her dip there? Did she share? How did you know she dipped when you kissed her? That could have just been some bad tasting candy. You never know.
I'll tell you, true story. Friend of mine, my wife got so mad at me. I might have to soften this story up a little bit. I'm not going to tell part of it.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell part of it because I might get in trouble. But true, I can't even tell this story. I can't. There's a possibility I might get burned on this one. I can't do it.
Okay.
Let me just say this. If on the introductory phone call, you're trying to set up the date, and the girl belches, a beer belch,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
the date might not happen.
That would be awesome, dude. Hey, baby. Oh, man, that's a redneck mating call when a girl does a big old beer belch like that. They do it too loud here in Colquitt. You can hear them firing up their pickups down there across the Florida line, right there in that northern Florida panhandle. They hear, it's like Bigfoot out there bending trees. They hear their head of 4-wheel drives crank up. They're going looking for it. Got the spotlights out.
I can see Robert off the phone. Was that a PBR? Was that a Milwaukee's Best? What are you drinking, girl?
It was the Beast.
Anything less than a Michelob or Natural Light's probably out. It'd have to be something a little classier. Date's over.
What? You're calling Natural Light classy?
No, I said it'd have to be more than that.
Oh.
No, Natty's. No.
She probably lifted up out of the fridge out of that. Oh.
She's proud of it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. There's a couple of things that has to come into play in that. If she farts louder than me, but it doesn't smell as bad as mine, we got a second date. Same thing with the belching. You know? I mean, come on. That's a talent and a skill. She could show off if it works out good the whole time you're together. This is a talent and skill that she can continue to show off. So, like, if you let out a silent but deadly, that's okay. That's cool and everything. But you imagine if the woman of your dreams comes walking in the room, hikes her leg, and just says, "Rah, rah," and all the guys in the room go, dude, keep her.
There's an old Roseanne episode where the neighbor's boys over there playing with the Connors boy, and the neighbor comes over. She's a nose in the air kind of woman, and Dan lets out this long belch like he's like setting a pretty good record, and the kids are like, wow, and she's all mortified. And he's like, oh, I could have done it longer. I didn't want to scare the kid. I could go on for another minute. She did not like them people.
She probably carries around Febreze for a reason. Yes. Oh. If a woman picks up your phone and starts looking through your contacts and stuff like that and your personal information on a first date, over.
Yeah, that's over. Over. That'd be like a dude going through a purse, man. Come on.
Yeah.
You can't do that crap. Come on. That's out of bounds.
Yeah.
Out of bounds.
Yeah. What if a woman drops her purse and a prophylactic comes out? Does that end the date or not? Will there be a second date?
That right there, that scenario could go so many different ways for some people. That's going to depend on the person. The second date's probably out, but the first date might not be over.
Now, there's a rumor. There's a rumor that I have heard, and this probably wouldn't be first date material, but it may be, but that when it comes to getting intimate, that if a woman's intimate apparel top and matches the intimate apparel bottoms, that you were not the one that decided that y'all were going to get intimate. That's what I've always heard. What do you think?
I'm not answering this question.
We'll give James a chance. Andre the Giant on the set of Princess Bride had a 20-second flatulence. If she can compete with that, no second date. Oh my gosh. Hey, I think that's a good standard to go by. I mean, Andre was a big dude, and he had a lot of room to build up that much pressure and air. And yeah, if she can compete with that, I agree.
What if you go first date is you're invited to a family dinner. I've told y'all this really happened. And the family serves the fried chicken on the table, sitting in the grease of the skillet they cooked it in without draining it. It's just in the grease. Are you going out with that girl again?
Yes. Let me explain something to you. Most people in the South don't throw their grease away the first time they use it. They dip it out, and normally they put it on a plate with some paper towels and stuff. But they were probably going to save that grease.
That's not the reason this killed the second date. The dude told me he got so sick at his stomach because it was so greasy. He said, "There's no way my stomach couldn't handle a second date. And if mama does it like that, daughter's going to do it like that." He said, "I'm out." That's a true story. Oh, they had okra too, fried okra. Same thing, served in the grease. You had to let it just drip off to get it, and they were dipping his plate for him. So the grease, a lot of it got on the plate. So he had a plate of grease and chicken and all that. Just
maybe they didn't like him. Maybe the parents didn't like him. There's a way to do it. Yeah.
Well, I got one more before we get off here.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in trouble. What if you go out with a girl and she looks just like her mama, and you see what she's going to become in 20 years, and you say, "They don't need to go out again because I ain't never marrying you," because you see what's going to be in 20 years. Hello, Lewis. Or the guy. He looks like his dad. They say, "Oh yeah, all of us guys, we all just like on our family," and you're like, "Wow." I'm not saying you look at looks, but come on, something you're like, "Wow."
This is going to sound extremely shallow. Okay.
Sure it is. Yeah.
You ready?
I'm ready.
It's why they call it dating. You don't have to continue dating. You could date for a while, then find somebody else to date. Right?
That's true.
Now, in 20 years, you're probably not going to want to kiss her because you've seen her mom. And you know what she's going to look like.
Lewis agrees.
and Jenneth, you're right. They could be adopted. But Dave was saying that she already looks kind of like her, and You
Oh, it's
know,
spitting image. It's just younger, older, but you see that the
Yeah.
mama did not age well.
you know,
It's a valid question because I've heard guys say this. I've
Yeah.
heard them say it. I met the mama, and they said, there ain't no way in Hades I'm going to marry this girl. I just end it right now.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's why they call it
And
dating.
I'm not talking about, no, don't hear me wrong. I'm not talking about ugly, pretty. I'm not talking about that. It's just qualities. Qualities, man.
Yeah. What if she's got a huge hump? What if her mom has developed this hump? You know, like sometimes it's on this side, sometimes it's on this side, kind of like Marty Feldman and Young Frankenstein. Oh, what if what if the girl you're dating looks like what's her name? The nurse in Young Frankenstein. I can't say it. Terry Garr. What if she looked like a young Terry Garr, and her mother looked like Marty Feldman? No, you're not gonna. No, that's why they call it dating.
There's
Down
There's a
these
great-
eyes, they're like.
there's a great scene in that movie, the Western, where it had Henry Fonda and Jason Robards and a bunch of them where they're scamming the people in the gambling.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that. I can't remember the name of that movie, but they act like that it's all a scam. There's people in on it. But Jason Robards has like this battle axe as a wife. He can't stand her. And his daughter is well on her way to becoming like that. And the dude comes around and says, we're getting married. And he throws his daughter out of the room, locks the door, and he says, listen, dude. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say dude, but listen, dude. There's a horse. You're going to climb down the window, and you're going to get on the horse. Here's some money. And you're going to get out of this town. Don't ever come back. And go find you a woman that you can love and cherish and all that. He said, because this right here ain't it. Believe me, I've been married to her mama all these years. You don't want to live the life that I have lived. Run. Flee for your life.
Or the movie McClintock.
Same thing.
The guy's gonna spank her, and he reaches and draws back, and John Wayne slaps that shovel scooper from the fireplace in his hand.
Yeah. Use it.
Yeah. All
Just
right,
saying.
well, guys, we hope y'all have enjoyed tonight on Humpday Views. Not Lewis. Jake, we're sorry we messed you up on that. So, y'all have a great night. I don't know if y'all are as worn out as I am, but I'm pretty sticky tired. But y'all have made it. Congratulations. You've made it through half of the work week, more than half. And James, we enjoyed it too, Bubba. Come on back in.
Thank you.
Y'all have a great, wonderful night. Great finish off to your week. And we will see y'all tomorrow night on Cornbread Nation. Y'all make sure to tune in. You got anything else, Dave, before we skedaddle?
As long as everything goes good, I'll see you in the morning on Southern Fried Patriot Morning Show.
Okay.
We do have some storms. I heard deep thunder a while ago. As long as the weathers don't mess us up. Sometimes them storms can mess you up on trying to podcast. So we'll see. But that's the plan.
All right.
Peace.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good night. Great old big salute. God bless you. Hopefully they will see you bright and squirrely in the morning. Good night, y'all.
Oh, well, it's early in the morning. Grab a cup and tune on in.
You better get that picture off there. Don't you do it.
Charm. Let the laughter begin. From the morning funny to Maga Minute, ain't no better way.
I ain't looking at that while the show's going on.
To start your day the Southern way with a little joke and pray. We're just Southern folks talking talking southern things. Front porch swinging where the church bells rang. From Mama Said to Humpday News, we keep it real with down home views. Sunday morning in the Word, get that gospel flow. Prayer time calls, so let's let our troubles go. Come Monday night, Mama Said is bringing the truth. And when it's night talk with Dave, man, you know it's getting loose. We're just southern folks talking southern things. Stories and sports where the good times hang. From SFP News to I Remember That, we tell it like it is, and that's a fact.